And we're live.
Hey.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You got it.
Hello, and welcome to Luke-N-SHAE'S podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. And before we begin, please like, share, and subscribe. Like to put us in the algorithm, and also share with your family and friends to get us out there so that other people can find our podcast. And subscribe. It's totally free, and it just gives you notifications of when we're posting content or if we're going live.
Exactly. We need all the love we can get here at the Luke-N-SHAE'S place. We're trying to get as many viewers and many subscribers as we possibly get. We're almost to 100. We're at 77. Been at 77 for a couple of days now. We need to get that up. We need to raise it up to 100 at least. On our way to 100,000 subscribers. But that's the goal. Today we got a real banging show, though. I'm looking forward to this show because it's an interesting question. And, I think it will resonate to everyone that's out there and understand it because it was brought to my attention, and I thought we had a long discussion on it. So
Luke,
I thought I could share it.
Luke, I don't know if you have a TV on in the background, but I can hear a whole TV playing.
Oh, no.
Okay, that's better.
I ain't gonna say that. Afterwards, no. Is it there?
I'm looking forward to it. What's the question we got going? Of course, it's small. You didn't send it, so I can't see it.
You've been approached by someone who has expressed interest in you. You find them attractive, but decline because you already are involved. The person then asks, well, take my number just in case things don't go as planned. You enter their number in your phone. Is this cheating?
Yeah. I mean, answering that really quick. Yeah. You shouldn't even entertain that. There shouldn't have been you shouldn't have been entering any number in your phone. That's because it's almost like in case something happens, here's my number. To me, that's self-explanatory. Yeah, that because you have their number, and if something happens, yeah, even if nothing does happen, that's still opening the doors. And what is that showing about you? What does that show about your character? Instead of you speaking up and saying, "Hey, I'm in a relationship. I told you I'm in a relationship. Keep it moving." There shouldn't be any other conversation. I'm already in a relationship. I'm not taking your number for a rainy day because I'm not, first of all, not thinking my relationship's going to end. I'm not taking your number. If you were the person for me, then I wouldn't be having this conversation. You'd be on the other end and you'd be my man. No, that's definitely cheating. I believe it's definitely dishonest. You're not doing the act of cheating, but yeah, taking somebody's number, I don't think anybody's going to be happy with that, knowing that you are out and about and you just got a number. No, that's not showing that you're a faithful person.
Well, that's long, but I hear you. But at the same time, like I said, I do understand. Well, I wouldn't call it cheating, but it doesn't sound like she's in a relationship. That sounds like she's exercising her options, or in that case, that would sound like the person was exercising their options. They don't sound like they're really connected. I don't see the bonding, because the bonding, that's what the bonding is about. The bonding is to prevent you from doing things like this while in a relationship. So if it's not stopping you, and like I said, although she did do the right thing by telling them, or whoever, I don't know if it's a man or woman, whoever you, I'm speaking, 'cause I only talk to women. Um, if it was a woman, she did the right thing by saying she's already in a relationship, which is pertinent. And like I said, I remember back in the day we used to do the same thing. The girl would say, because there was a song, a whole song behind it, but when the girl would say, "I got a man," and they would answer, "What your man got to do with me?" I'm not trying to hear that shit. But we used to do that with you. But at the same time, like I said, it opens the door to a lot of things, because now you allowed me to get my foot in your door. Even though you told me you was in a relationship, I now have my foot in your door now, because you gave me a glimmer of hope by giving me your number. And a lot of times I'm more concerned with the person not understanding that by giving the number, by taking his number, you open the door. You open the door to something, because see, that's all he tried to do, is get his foot in the door, because see, by taking the number tells me there's something wrong. Like, okay, well, you don't feel like you're happy, or things ain't happy, or things ain't the way it should be. Even though you told me you had a man, but you gave me the opportunity to put my number in your phone, which tells me a lot about you as a person. See, that's what I try to allocate to a lot of women on that level, because they'll say things like that and do little things like this, and not realizing what the doors they're opening when they open that door. And they'll be like, "Well,
Yeah.
it was something totally innocent. I would just take the number. It wasn't like I won't call them." That's not the point. That's
Yeah.
not the point at all.
So yeah, that's yeah, it's pretty much the same thing I was saying too. You're basically having somebody's foot in your door, and it's like you have a number in your phone for a rainy day. If something happens, are you gonna go text in that number or whatever the case might be? And yeah, that I believe now you say it's not cheating, but to me, anything that you're entertaining if you're within your relationship that's not supposed to, anybody you're entertaining inappropriately within your relationship, to me I believe is cheating. It's dishonesty. If
But
you
see,
can't go home to your mate and say, hey, I was out in the store today, and this guy, I told him that we were together, but he insisted on me putting his number in my phone. If you can't go home and say that to your mate, yeah, then if it's something you can't say, it's something you shouldn't be
but that's
doing.
what I'm saying.
I consider that cheating.
Who would say that she didn't? But at the same time, what I'm saying is the reason I didn't say it wasn't cheating. What I said was, and I was saying, it doesn't sound like she's connected. So at this point in time, as the boyfriend of that person, I don't feel like the person is connected to me, because again, the person did allow to take the number, even though
Yeah,
she did answer the correct way in saying that she was in a relationship. So,
yeah,
and she's already in a
yeah,
relationship. So,
she
but
did
it
answer
doesn't
that
sound like
correctly, but she should have not taken the number. And just from the question, can you read it again? Just from what you read, the person who or he or she is saying, hey, okay, you said you're in a relationship, if something goes wrong in your relationship, here's my number. So that to me is saying, hey, okay, so if nothing's wrong in your relationship, I'll just stay in your phone for a rainy day. That's like,
well,
okay, if
isn't that how
something does
society
happen,
operates today, though?
and my
Isn't
thing
that
is
how?
like that shouldn't even be a thing, because first of all, like you said, if we were connected, I'm not even thinking that something's going to go wrong, because I don't date to just date. I date to marry. So when I was dating, my goal was marriage. So I'm not thinking something's going to happen with me and this guy, because I want to be his wife. I don't want to be the girlfriend title forever. So I'm not just going to be giving out numbers, but I do, when you read it again, I do have a situation similar to that. That's why I said it depends on the situation though. And I'll share that in a minute,
Mhm.
but okay, can you read that again?
You've been approached by someone who has expressed interest in you. You find them attractive. See, that's a key too. See, that's what I said. She found them attractive. You find them attractive. But decline because you've already involved the person. Then asks, well, take my number just in case things don't go as planned. You enter their number in your phone. Is this cheating?
Yeah, that's definitely cheating because you shouldn't have took that number. You know, I still stay with the same thing because that's not
See,
being honest. That's being dishonest. You're taking somebody's number when you're already in a relationship. It shouldn't even be entertained. I do have
I,
something. Go ahead.
I think it's morally wrong, but and I say that it's morally wrong in that sense. Cheating, that's a whole different environment, but morally it's wrong. But when I look at it from that aspect of him, entering that relationship, or better yet, the person given, access to their phone with the number, yeah, like I said, that's the part that says that the person not 100% in. But in today's time, that's how relationships are conducted, because everybody now already have the next person already lined up when they about to bounce. So
Yeah,
it aligns more with today's time because this is how things work. People ain't leaving relationships; they jumping right into the next one.
yeah. Yeah, so I've had a similar situation. Okay, so for men, it's going to be different. Okay, I would think it's going to be different for a man than it is for a woman in this situation. Now, in this story, in this situation, the I'm assuming it's a guy. I don't know. Whoever's giving, I
It
don't
could
know.
be a guy for you.
I'm
I mean,
assuming
because you
it's a
just said a
guy.
person.
I'm assuming. Let's just assume that it's a guy giving this woman his phone number, right? And she puts it in her phone.
Hmm.
Okay, so in my situation, I had something similar with my profession. What I do, okay, if I'm out and about, okay, with the profession that I have, sometimes I encounter a bunch of people during the day. So I'm out in the streets in my profession. And no, it's a legal profession. Let me just, in the streets sounded a little odd. But
Hmm.
me going down, doing my thing at my job, and I've had times and different locations that I worked in that were okay. Let's just face it. We talking city. Okay, we're talking in the city, and I'm not saying cities are something where there should be fear, but where I was at in the city, it was definitely something where okay, I'm focusing on my job, and I have been approached by men. Okay, and I think it might have happened a few times. Well, at one time, the one guy was like, okay, no problem, mama, and I kept it moving. But this one time, this guy was persistent about getting my number, right? So that's the opposite of me putting it in my phone, his number, whatever the case might be. So what happened was he asked me for my number. He asked if I would, hey, you seeing somebody? And I said, yes, I'm in a relationship. And he was like, man, you look good. He just kept, I'm handing him his stuff, and he just kept, and it was like, okay, I'm trying to move on. But the location that I was at, and I was always taught as a female, when you're in the city now, if you're in the city or if you're in a place, it don't even have to be a city today. Where I was them years ago when I was, like I said, doing my job,
But see,
I was in the city. He's asking for my number. Now, I've heard of situations where women refuse to give their number or something like that,
okay.
where they had something happened to them. So what
Okay,
I
stop
did,
right there. Hold on, boo. That's way off subject because see, that's entirely different from this right here. See, I don't want
yeah.
that. That's a whole nother show that you're
But
going into.
I'm just telling you when I did give a number. I'm telling you there's an exception. It's the same topic.
But
I'm saying sometimes people will
ma'am,
give the number
that
because
was
of
my
that.
that you're going to my next topic. Okay, so that's why I want to keep it. I wanted to keep you right here because see, in this case, the person is not giving the number because they're scared. They're giving the number because they was attracted to the person. So unless the story is I was attracted to the person and I took the number, that's the only similarity. Because the next question is, would you give your number to a stranger if he asked today? Because that we're piggybacking off of the two of the questions that's here. But that's why I wanted to stop you, because you're going into the next segment without me, because that's entirely different.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I
This
was just
person is
saying that
actually
would be the
attracted.
only.
This person is actually attracted to the person,
Okay.
and that's why it stated he's attractive. See, that's
Yeah.
when we have these conversations. When I ask, okay, when a person says certain things, and a lot of times when you're talking to people, they don't tell you they was attracted to the person. It's kind of like they leave that part out. But in this piece right here, she was attracted to the guy or the person. And so this is why she gave it. So that it's more on the narrative of I'm moving into my next relationship. I'm
Okay.
a
So
hold his
that's,
number
yeah.
just in case, like you said, just in things don't go as planned, then I will have somebody I could jump on or talk to.
Yeah.
See,
That's
we
why I
want to
said
get
it's
away from that.
cheating. Yeah. That was an easy answer. That's why I said it's cheating. And that definitely answers it, because she or he finds the person attractive. So you have in the back of your mind, wow, this person looks good. I'm going to keep their number for a rainy day. That's definitely cheating. Like I mentioned before, anything that you're doing within a relationship that is questionable, something that you shouldn't even be doing, yeah, I consider that cheating within inside of a relationship. You didn't break up with that person, you're still in a relationship, and you're taking somebody's number, and it's almost like, okay, you find this person attractive. That's the only reason why you're taking it, because if you didn't find that person attractive, you wouldn't have been taking their number. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But like I said, I just felt like the bond is not there. So this is why you do this. And like I said, that's a modernized question. That's why the question was asked, because most people build their relationships already before they get out of this one. And so that's our society too. So the next question was, and that was the next question. The next question is, today, would you give your number to a stranger if he asks? See, now that's different. That's the conversation we had earlier. Would you give your number if a man came up to you and asked today? And so, like I said, I grew up where if somebody asks you for your number, I'm a man. If a man asks you for your number and you gave him the wrong number, because most of the time, if the girl didn't want to talk to you, she gave a wrong number, or she would tell you she had a man, and that would be it. And you might say whatever you say, but at the same time, today is different, and than my day, because, like I said, the young lady incident in New York, where well, that's entirely different too, because he asked for the number and she told him she was completely single, and that got out of whack with that whole thing. But like I
Yeah.
said,
That.
the
Yeah.
fear of giving a number and somebody actually giving you your number. See that, and am I going to give my true number?
But see,
That's
yeah, yeah, that's the difference. So that goes to the story that I was trying to tell, and being
not
that being that I was supposed to go back to that place every day, because I was working in that town for, I think, I was helping out at this one office. I was going back to that town. I knew I would be in that town for at least a month. So with that being said, I'm going to see this. I'm going to be on the same street. I'm going to see this person again. So in a situation like that, like I said, I was in the city, and the person asked for my number, asked if I was in a relationship first. I said yes. And he was like, man, wow, I'm too late, whatever. But he still kept trying to push up, still trying to. So again, I was always taught by older siblings in situations like that. Now, the time that you're speaking of back in the day, I could have gave somebody my number, a fake number, and kept it moving. But if I'm coming back the next day and I know that I'm going to be, or if I'm going to walk up the street and I know that this person is going to see me, it's different. This is a different time. Back in the day, you had a house number. Nobody was really going to try the number that quick. Today, we have cell phones. So if I would have gave this person a fake number, he could just pull his phone out, and people do this now. They are going to call it so that it can be saved in their phone. They're going to say, hey, what's your number? They're automatically putting it in their cell phone. And some people call it and say, hey, I'm calling you so you can have my number. That's how that works today. Had I given him a fake number, what am I setting myself up for? So yes, I've given my number that way for my safety. But then if that person called, I would block it. You know, if
But I
so, or
still
I would let
feel
it ring. I would let it ring because
I,
I'd be like,
I
okay, I have a busy schedule. You know, I said I'm in a relationship, but you're still persistent about my number.
but
Some
that's what
people
I'm
get in
saying.
their feelings.
But I understand a person getting in their feeling. By the same token, once I said I'm in a relationship, see, if I do anything other than that, like I said, that's the same thing with the last one that we had. Because see, that opens up a door. And that
No,
the door that you yes, it does. So
there's a
that's why
difference
the
if
person
you're fearing for your life when you're at work on the street, you're walking the street. I'm a female, I'm doing my job. And if a man approaches me and asks me for my number, he has a cell phone. If I give him the wrong number, I
I
don't know
didn't
him
say
from
give them the
Adam.
wrong number.
He might
What
knock
I
me in the
just said,
head.
I'm a stress I'm in a relationship. By me
And I did
stressing I'm
that.
in a relationship, see now if I tell you I'm walking down the street and the person walks up to me and the person says, well, how you doing? And they can start talking. Now they ask me for my number. I'm like, oh, sorry, I'm in a relationship.
I said that
Okay.
first. I
No, but
said
that's
that
what I'm saying.
first.
But that's what I'm saying. But if and this is the thing that I'm saying to you, when you open the door, when you accept the number, because if you stand 10 toes down and say, well, I'm in a relationship and I have to stand on that, because if I do anything other than that, then that's opening up that door. Because
Okay.
now the door is saying, okay, that means you're not in a secure relationship because
Okay.
you're
So
giving me the number.
yeah, so that he might think that, but you're talking to a female. Now, you as a male, yeah, you don't see it the way I see it. And I've seen it happen in the news time and time again where some guys would be like, oh, she thinks she's too cute. You're clearly telling these people that you're in a relationship. This is my profession. I know I have to come back on the street the next day and do my job. This person is at this house. He's going to see me again. Okay, so with that being said, I have to keep myself safe. Now people have cell phones. They can just pull out and check if you're giving wrong number. So
Uh,
for my safety, yes, I can say, hey, I'm in a relationship. It doesn't matter, Luke, with some guys. You can tell them 5 times that you're in a relationship and try to
no,
keep it moving. They're following you. So yeah, but yeah, mama, but I'm trying to holler at you. I'm not worried about him. Like the song you said, what's your man got to do with me? I got a man. Some
again,
people can't hear the part that you say, I got a man. And then they
but see
start to
what
be
I'm
a
saying.
little bit, so
I'm
yeah.
what I'm saying to you, okay, is when you entertain something, that's where the destruction or the things that come after it comes. Because see, the person is talking, and if I'm telling you, if I'm standing 10 toes down, I'm in a relationship, I don't do that. You can talk to me every day at the same time, but I need to still stay 10 toes down because see, if I waver, see, then yeah, that's like a shark and you putting chum in the water. Now you done threw the chum in the water. Now I'm not gonna stop because you done took it in. But if you were to say every day, oh no, I'm in a relationship. Come on now, I done told you I was in a relationship. We gonna do this every day with you. But once you give me your number, you playing the game. And so
Yeah.
now that's gonna cause other things to happen.
No, it doesn't cause anything to happen because I'm not entertaining it. The other story that we told, that person was attracted to that person. So they gave that number for a rainy day. The guy or whatever was saying, hey,
What?
if you have something goes wrong in your relationship, call me. This is a situation where a woman is in the city and she's doing her job and people are approaching her. Yeah. And another thing, I wasn't entertaining it because I went right home and told my mate, hey, this happened today. And
But see,
I
no,
was put in a situation
what I'm
where I
talking
didn't know what to do.
what I'm
And he
talking
said
about.
the same thing. He said the same thing. He said, as a female and you were in that part of the city, yeah, give your number. You don't have to answer text or not. I gave my number and yes, eventually when I knew I wasn't going to be working in that section no more and I went back to my own office, I blocked the number. But yeah, I had missed calls and everything. No issue there. I never had him come outside and approach me again, but I gave the real number because again, he pulled his
The
phone
point
out.
I'm making, the point
He
I'm
pulled his
making,
phone out and verified that the number was
it
real.
makes no difference. If I'm in a relationship, I don't care. That's the point I'm making you. I'm gonna keep telling you I'm in a relationship.
Okay.
If he gonna do anything, he can still do it. That's
And
the
I
point.
preference,
And if you
yeah,
give him the number, that only offers him more to want to talk to you. Because
okay.
once I give you the number, now I'm sensing that again, there's an opening. See, I gotta close the door. Yeah, he can come talk to me every day. On the show, on the show Family Matter. Urkel tried every day. It was no. He kept
See, I
trying,
get
no.
that. I get that. And
Yeah, but
yes,
I'm gonna
Laura,
keep saying
that's great
no.
that she could say no, but Laura was not walking through, and I don't want to say the city that I was walking through. Laura wasn't walking through a city doing her job and have somebody approach her. Females, I'm not the only female. I know I'm not the only female out there who have been taught to do that, because there have been situations where a woman refused to give her number and she was attacked or something like that. Oh, she thinks she's too good. So no, I wasn't putting myself in harm's way. My vehicle was way up the street. I still had to walk away. I don't know this person from Adam. So yes, I'm not going to give you
What
my
I'm
fake
saying to
number.
you, what
I'm
I'm
not
saying
doing that.
what I'm saying to you, remember the girl in New York? She gave her the Instagram. See, if you would have said, but I don't know if she said she had a boyfriend or not. I can't remember. I'm gonna have to look it up. But if she would have said, I'm thinking she didn't tell him she had a boyfriend, and she ended up giving an Instagram. What I'm saying is, when you do this, you're feeding that. You're actually feeding it. See, if I
So
said I got a boyfriend, see, you asking me for my number, and I tell you I'm single, and you ask me for your number, then I say no. That might incite a riot now. Now he might get upset. But if I'm saying to you, I got a boyfriend, and I stick 10 toes down with I got a boyfriend, because if I do anything other than that, that's going to make him feel like, okay,
okay.
I'm going to sense your fear, just like a dog. I sense your fear too.
Okay.
So
And
again,
like I said,
so
I
now
did
you're giving it to
preference.
me. That tells
Yeah.
me you're not in love. Just like in the last one, where the lady, when the man said, or the person says, "Look, keep my number. Let me put my number in your phone just in case it don't work out." See, to the man, to the person that's getting it, I'm gonna feel euphoric because see, I won.
Yeah,
And if I'm
but
talking to you and I come to you and you say, "Well, I got a boyfriend," and I say, "Well, I keep saying, what's your man got to do with me?" And then you say, "Okay, well, I'm gonna give you my number anyway." That's only feeding it. That's remember what
I
I tell
can
you about.
understand that.
If you
Yes.
feed the cat, it's gonna keep coming back.
I can understand that. Now, in a normal situation, if I was in a store or the mall, it'd be different. Like I said, I was in the city doing my job, and that's why. So, but what you're saying now, since you're saying that that's not what should have happened, what, because if I'm telling this person over and over again and they're persistent, they're walking down the steps with me as I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to turn and leave, and I'm telling them, look, I'm in a relationship, I'm like, oh, thanks for the compliment, but I'm in a relationship. I'm walking down the steps. He's following me
Mm-hmm.
down the steps. What is a female? What is a person supposed to do in the city or any place? It don't even have to be the city today. Any place where this person is still being persistent. Now, I'm a female on a block by myself, nobody else. There's just other houses. He's coming down the step. What was I supposed to do in a situation like that? Because I said all the things you said. I'm in a relationship. For my own safety. That's why I did that. Okay. Because I'm not going to be nobody's dummy. I want to return back to my office the same way as I went on that street. So with that being said, I was looking out for my own safety, and I went
Mm-hmm.
home and told my mate what happened. And he told me, good, you should have did that because you don't know what that guy would have did. So, and you're telling me I shouldn't have did it, but there was nothing sneaky with me taking the number. It was just for my safety at that time. What
Mm-hmm.
what should I have done if I kept saying
But
I'm
see,
in a
that's what I'm
relationship?
saying. Seeing that I'm going back every day. See, the point
Yeah.
reason I'm saying I was staying 10 toes down with the boyfriend thing, because now it sounds like I'm in a firm relationship. I'm in a relationship. But if I give you the number, it's the same terminology that the first one. If I'm the person and I say to a woman, "Hey, can I get your number?" And you say I got a boyfriend, yeah, I can give you the whole, what your man got to do with me. But at the by the same token, I'm still asking. If I still ask and you give it to me, see, that gives me a glimmer of hope. that means your relationship is not where it's supposed to be. Because see, you're giving me the number. I'm not taking it because you're scared of me. I'm taking it that you like me and you got a
But
boyfriend.
that's,
Now
yeah, and
I'm gonna
that's
meet you
fine.
every day. Now I'm gonna try to catch you every day. I'm gonna be looking for the mailman. I'm gonna be looking for the person every day. If that was the case, if the person was a mailman, that's what I'm saying. But because I done seen, because we laugh about me when I go outside, and that's the first thing I notice is the mail truck coming up the street. So if I see that every day and you out here delivering mail, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna mess with you every day now because you done gave me a glimmer of hope. I'm not gonna stop because now I think I got a chance. But that's the way it has to work. But if you
Okay.
say I got a man, and I
And
keep telling you every day I got
yeah,
a man,
but
I got
see,
a man.
we live in a different time, and even back in the day, my older brothers always taught my sisters, like, taught myself, when you guys go, and I wasn't in the club, but if you're going out with friends, if you're at the club, if you're somewhere, back in the day when you had the house phones, this is when I first heard it, because I was too young to
Oh, man,
go
don't
this,
give him.
but I heard this as a small child. If a guy in the, because that's where most of the phones, people were asking for phone numbers and stuff. Always told my sisters and her friends, whatever, if any of my siblings were going to the club, if a guy asks you for a number, because now you're mixing drinks with that. I don't know what that man just had in his house. I don't know if he was drinking or whatever he was doing in his house. I'm going to treat it as such. So I'm going to treat it just the way my brothers used to say to my siblings. If you go to a club, you give a number. It don't matter then if you're giving a fake number, because I'm going to go home. You don't have a cell phone. He don't have a cell phone to check if I gave him a fake number. Today, though, is different. I'm giving you a fake number and I have the audacity to walk around your street and you go and check it on your cell phone. Now you might have a little bit of, I don't know, like I said, I don't know if he was drinking in his house. I don't know. So now if you can get mad about that. Anything can happen. I just think that's putting somebody in harm's way. Give something. Who cares if you're in a relationship? I'm trying to make it home to my mate. I'm not trying to be laid out in that street
Okay,
because
but
this
see,
person didn't like to
okay, let
be
me ask you a
rejected.
question. Do you got to go back tomorrow?
And that's the thing. I had to go back tomorrow, so I gave a number. And you know something?
So now,
You
so
know
what? Now,
something? If he would have, if he would approach me
Okay,
again,
stop to think now. What do you think I'm thinking if you gave it to me?
okay, you're probably thinking, hey, okay, she gave me the number. I don't care what he's thinking. I'm thinking I want to make it home safely.
So
He's
now
getting that
today,
number, and
okay,
I'm moving about my business.
like I said, it's the next day, and now I'm looking for you.
Okay.
See, now I'm about to talk to you again. I'm gonna keep messing with you
And
because see, now I got your number, and you done got my number. I'm gonna keep talking to you because I think I got a chance.
that it
And now
didn't
I'm not
happen.
doing
By
it.
the grace of God, that didn't happen. But I already was prepared to talk. If he would have approached me the next day when I was on that same area, I would have said this. Oh, hey, I tried to call you or text you. I would have said, hey, I'm busy. I'm busy. I don't, I told you already I'm in a relationship. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I told you I'm in a relationship. I can't be, that's how that would have went. I didn't get home till a certain time. I'm busy. That would have been my conversation. Until I knew I was out of that office, that's when the number was blocked. So I didn't have to worry about that again. I did that for my own safety. And I,
I hear
I
what
wouldn't
you
be
said,
telling
but
people to go around acting like,
I still feel
because some people take rejection bad,
yeah,
so
and then again, but also they take it even more harsher when the person plays with them. Like the person make them think they got a chance. Like
how was I playing with
you
them?
started saying in New York, you don't play with a Harlem boy chance.
How
See,
was I playing with the person? If I clearly said 100 times, I'm in a relationship, I'm in a serious relationship. Oh well, it's the same thing. Well, if something is he treating you right? I'm like, yes, he's treating me right. Just
you're,
in case he said the same
uh,
thing that the guy said in the other story, just in case he fall
but
off,
you're playing
mama.
with them,
You
man.
know,
You're playing with the person. Okay, well, see, this is what I'm saying. I'm a man, okay, and I look at it like this: if I'm a man and I say to a woman, I'm not interested. Okay, you say I have a wife or I have a man. Okay, now once you say it, okay, If I do anything other than that, then I will be playing with the person. If I say, okay, well, I'm gonna give you my number. See, at this point in time, I'm considered playing because see, I don't want them. And see, now
Okay.
they're thinking they got a chance because now they done got their hopes up high because now they got the number. And so they're thinking they got an opportunity to talk to me. It's not really an opportunity. I gave her the number because I was scared. See, now they think
Okay.
they got opportunity. Now when they come back, they're gonna look at it like you really don't got a man because you gave me the number anyway. And now it's become play. Now
Okay.
that's on a whole nother level. That's what I'm saying. But I
And
hear
I
what
asked you, what would you recommend? What
you're
would
saying.
you recommend that I should have done then in my
I'm gonna
situation
say
where this
10
person,
toes down.
was,
I got the
first of
man.
all, he was showing how his character was coming out on how he kept asking. Okay.
Yeah,
He was very persistent. So my thing is, I'm reading this, I'm reading his body language. I'm reading that, okay, I'm trying to walk away and go to the next house, whatever. He's still coming, he's coming down the steps. Yeah, man, because man, I'm missing out on this. Man, he's still talking. So, what should I have done? Now, this person's being persistent. I'm already in my mind thinking he's not going to take rejection well because he's fought. Now you're coming down your
it's not
steps and following
okay.
me.
How is it? How is it rejection? The rejection is when you told them you got a man. That's the only
Exactly.
rejection. That's
But
what the
when he
rejection
kept
is.
asking after that, constantly
Again, I still
asking.
got a man. Because see,
Okay.
now if I do anything other than that, I'm opening the door for him. And so now he's thinking he got a chance. Now he's going to respond differently because see, now it seems like you're playing with me.
Okay.
See,
So
I'm gonna
Luke,
stay
I'm
to the
asking
I got
you,
a man. I know you. I mean,
what?
all these beautiful women out here I've seen, I'm gonna diffuse this whole thing with talking about other stuff.
Okay, Luke, there's some men that's not out here thinking like you. Some guys are, they don't want you to tell them that they can't have your number. Okay, what I'm
Okay.
saying is, what am I supposed to do as a female? I'm in a
Keep saying
city, and
I
it
got a
is
man.
the part of the city I was at was a part where I definitely shouldn't have been at. I'm surprised they sent me there, but again, I was helping out at another office. What should I have done? Because telling him I was in a
I
relationship
got
wasn't
a
working.
man. Because I'm gonna keep saying it. It's because that's the truth. If that's the truth, I'm gonna keep spitting the truth. That's the truth.
So what
Because
if
if
she gets in now? What if he hurts her because she keeps setting?
okay,
I feel like
when you
that's a
told him
whole setup
that,
for how
right?
something
When
happened to her.
okay, what I'm saying is, when you told him that, did he do anything then?
He was coming down the steps. He was following me. Yeah. So I gave him
Okay,
the
so
number. I don't
what
know
have
what he
you
was
said?
gonna do.
Okay, we're gonna
He
leave
was
it right.
coming down the steps. He wasn't taking no for an answer. So what am I supposed to do? Nobody's
I got a
around
man.
me. Huh?
I got a man. I'm gonna still say I'm with him. I got a boyfriend or I got a
So
husband.
So I'm supposed to die on a city street because I
Why
refuse
would
to
he?
give a stupid
Okay, you
number
still
that I
okay?
could block later
You
on.
told him you had a man, and he unlive you then?
Okay, I didn't
See,
say that
that's
he
the
did
point I'm
not.
making.
I
I've
don't know
already
what
told him,
I gave him the number, so then he didn't. I don't know
if
what he
I've
was. What
if
he
I've
would have
already
done.
told him, if I've already told him I have a husband or a boyfriend, if I've already said that, now when he come down, I'm gonna keep saying that at this point in time because see, he took it the first time, he gonna take it the second time. That's
Okay,
not turning me down. That's telling me you got the reason you're not taking my number is your boyfriend wanna. My boyfriend won't let me take your number, or my boyfriend won't let me give me my number. I hear what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but you're not turning the person down. What I'm saying is people get themselves more in trouble when they play with the situation, where they say, I'm gonna give you the number, and now that person is thinking, I
yeah,
got a
I didn't
chance.
give him the number easily. Like I said, he kept asking. I had work to do. I need to move on. I need to make sure I'm safe on this
I'm
street.
glad you got
So
out the
again,
situation,
me
but
walking away and him following me, that was the only reason. Because I'm like, look, I can't have this guy follow me down the street. I'm going to give him a number. He has his cell phone. He's going to check it, whatever. I know I can block his number when I don't have to. This wasn't my office. I was helping out for whatever time I was there for. It
mhm.
is what it is. I ended up blocking his number, but for my safety, I made it home safe that day. That's all. It was never me. Now, if the situation was I was taking his number for a rainy day to go check, then I can see that. But that's not what it was. For my own safety, because he was being very persistent about it. Yes, that's all that was. And I wouldn't recommend, because you don't know people's mindset, Luke. Like, everybody is not out here like, okay, you got a man. And then they're just, no, not everybody's thinking like that. We live in a time where you don't know what people get hurt for the dumbest
Okay,
thing. Okay,
it's clear,
so
it's clear to me that you're not hearing what I'm saying. People get offended when you play with them. When you tell them you got a chance and then you take it away. See, that incite more anger than if I was to say I got a man.
I heard
Just
you.
don't
I understood that.
me having a man does not incite anger as much as, okay, yeah, take my number. I'm gonna give you a number and then I'm gonna play with you. And okay, now that person gonna look at you differently.
That's
Because
not okay.
let's say he took the number and he called you. He called you that night and you don't answer. He keep calling and you don't answer. Now he see you tomorrow. What
And
you
I
think gonna
already
happen
told
then?
you what I already had that planned out. Like, hey, my schedule's busy. He saw my profession. He sees I have a busy schedule. That's what I would have told him the next day if he had
Ma'am,
called me or
at the
whatever the
end
case
of the
might be.
day, that's the same rejection if you had said and not gave him the number, I got a man. That's the
But
same
the
rejection.
but the thing is, Luke, when he first approached me, when I said over and over I had a man,
I
he
mean,
just
that's
kept
what
saying,
you did.
"Oh,
And
if
that's
he
what you were
falls
taught.
off, if he falls off, the same thing from the other story. Oh, if something happens, oh, I just here's my number. I'm a good guy. Da da da." That he knew I had a man. He knew that I wasn't trying to give him the time of day. He was saying if
Let me
something
ask you a
happens, something
question.
falls off,
Let me ask you
here's
a
my number.
question. Let me ask you a question. Your boyfriend is walking down the street and a girl walk up to him and she asked him for a number. And okay, and he said, well, I got a girlfriend. And the girl keep walking behind him and asked him for a number. And I got a girlfriend. Now he gives her the number. Okay? He gives the girl the number. Now, what's the difference? Now, when you go back there tomorrow to go to work, when you go back there tomorrow, what do you think the girl is thinking? What would you be thinking?
See the
He,
difference.
he done told you
Luke,
he got a
okay,
girlfriend.
so the
And he
difference
done gave you the
the
number. What
difference
you gonna be
is
thinking?
there's a difference though. The difference is you're saying a man walking down the street and a woman asks for his number. First of all, I'm a female. I don't profess that I can be
No,
any
no, no,
man.
no, 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 no. See,
So there's a
ask,
difference
ma'am,
with a female approaching a guy and
ma'am,
a
you're
man
getting away from
approaching.
the question.
And unless she's
Ma'am, you're
packing
going
heat,
completely away from the question. The question is, if you're the woman and he gave you the number and you were asking him and he told you had a girlfriend, but he gave you the number, what are you thinking as a person?
okay, first of all, if he told me he had a girlfriend, I wouldn't be like that man and keep asking for a number. That's the difference. I'm not going to do that. As a woman,
Ma'am,
I'm not going to do that.
this is a hypothetical question. You're walking down. The man is a woman, okay? In this world, the man is a woman, the woman is a man, okay? Now, you walking down the street. Your boyfriend is telling the girl he got a girlfriend. He has a girlfriend. Now, she keep asking, the boyfriend gives her the number. You're the woman. Now, how do you feel after he gave you the number, after he done told you he had a girlfriend, but he still gave you the number? How do you
Oh
feel?
yeah. If he gave me the number and if the conversation went the same exact way as this guy, I'm thinking, okay, when if something happens with his girl with their his relationship, he's got my number. He can
No,
call on
he
me.
don't.
That's what I'm
Matter of
thinking.
fact,
He's interested.
when he come back tomorrow, and you see him again, what are you thinking?
What am I thinking tomorrow?
Yeah, he
Okay,
coming
this
back
person has
tomorrow.
my number.
Same job, and you're coming back. Now you coming because you coming up there now because you got his number. You are now saying I got my foot in the door, just like in the last
Okay.
segment, I got my foot in the door.
Okay.
Now I feel like you like me, and you're not really into your girl because you didn't give me the number.
Okay.
So
Well,
now I'm coming up
that's
there
I can
thinking there's
understand.
a chance I could get in.
Yeah, I can understand where somebody would be thinking that, but like I said, my situation was different. It was more so for my safety. So, but yeah, I don't agree with people giving strangers numbers, and it's the same scenario where it's, it can open the doors for cheating and stuff. But in situations, that's why I said there's an exception. Because as a small child, I heard my brother tell my sisters, hey, if a guy ever asks you for a number, just give him a number, even if it's a random number. That was back in the day when you didn't have a cell phone to pull out. Now, like I said, you can just check if the number's real. You can see right there, that's rejection right there.
And that,
Regardless of the fact, I made it home safely, and at the end of the day, I went home and told my mate there was
well, see,
nothing
that's
sneaky.
what
I
I'm
ended
saying.
up blocking
What
the number, so
what I'm
it
what I'm
it worked
saying to
out.
you. What I'm saying to you. If you gave him a false number today, that's a game. That inside right. But if I give you my real number and never take a call, that's a game too.
So then
And generally,
so
these
it's you be
things.
darned if you do. What you just said is you be darned if you do, you be darned if you don't.
No, I
You
said I'm
don't
gonna stick.
know.
That's why I said I'm gonna stick 10 toes down where I have a man. Every
So
time you ask me, I'm gonna say I have a man
you're gonna
because
get knocked
anything
inside
other
the
than
you're
that
gonna
is
get
going to be a
are
game.
you so you're willing to get knocked upside the head possibly just because you didn't give out a stupid number that you can block?
Again, if I gotta go there again every day, that's entirely different.
That's what
So
I had to do every day. Go
because
there
it's
every
more
day.
important. Okay, in this environment that you're projecting, okay, there is no drinking, there is no this. Okay, this person has to understand certain things. If I'm telling the person I got a man, and the person heard that I got a man, well, when they get downstairs, I still got that same man. Because if I give them anything other than I got a man, then I'm playing with them. That's like if that's you might as well have gave them a false number because see the false number is still playing with them. That's still playing with the person. Now
Like
when
I
you play with
said,
people,
he
people
pulled
get
out
upset.
his phone and checked if the number was real. I'm not being nobody stupid. I already know people do that. He pulled out his cell phone out of his pocket and checked if the number was real. He called my phone. My phone rang. He said, "Okay, now you got my number. If something goes wrong in your relationship, mama, you got my number." That's all. I was safe. I kept it moving. Never used the number. Soon as I didn't work in that office anymore to help them out, I blocked the number. I wouldn't be telling people to do anything other than that if the person seems persistent. Like I said, he came out of his house. I don't know what he was doing. He could have been under the influence of something. I don't know. I'm not going to try him either. I'm not going to assume that he wouldn't have tried nothing. He was a stranger. So no, to be safe, I gave a number that I eventually blocked. So yeah, and I told my mate about it. Anything other than that, now if I was attracted to the person and I took his number just to take it, then we can have the conversation of it being, definitely cheating, or something like that. But no, it was for my safety. That's why I brought that up.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
we're gonna wrap that up because this is it is running long. But yeah, that was an interesting thing. But no, I hear what you're saying, but like I said, being that what I do, it is what it is at the end of the day. Um, just remember to like, share, and subscribe. That's located down there. And we definitely need your likes, and we need you to share and subscribe. We love bringing you these interesting topics and talking about different things that happen in everyday life. And we're a young podcast, so we're not there yet, and we're trying to get there. We're working on things every day, and we're striving to get there to what we need to do as far as getting the viewers and subscribers. But we would like
Yeah.
for you to like and share and subscribe. But we also would like the word of mouth is always good too. Tell a friend about it. If you're watching and you like it, tell a friend. Don't just keep it to yourself.
Yeah,
Share it with
please.
your family as
By all
well.
means. Because I see people are viewing it, but they're viewing it and they don't like it. And that's important. I think what it is, Luke, and I'm guilty of it too. When I see content over the years that I like, I watch somebody's content, not even thinking about liking it. A lot of times I will like it if I'm looking at music on YouTube or if I'm looking at a podcast. Sometimes just in everyday life, I'm like, wow, this was a cool video. And then I'll go on to the next thing. I didn't realize that liking someone's content actually puts them in the algorithm to be seen on
Yeah.
other spaces in YouTube, also subscribing. Being that I go back to the same content over and over, when I subscribe, that also helps boost that podcast to grow.
Exactly.
So had I known that for years, man, I'm like, wow, I had so many platforms that I love to watch, but I didn't know subscribing was so important. And I didn't know it was free. So knowing that, that definitely helped. But just so my viewers know, just a saying that we say here, a positive mentality is a destined reality. Your mental health is important, and stay safe in everything that you do. Wear your smile.
Exactly.
And I guess until next time,
God
have
bless you
a good
guys.
evening.
Take care.